Good evening, everyone, and thank you for standing by. We have with us the management of Gujarat Fluorochemicals, represented by Mr. Vivek Jain, Managing Director, Mr. Deepak Ashar, Director and Group Head, Corporate Finance, and Mr. V.K. Soni, Head of Projects and New Initiatives. Over to you, sir.
Thanks very much. On behalf of the management of Gujarat Fluorochemicals Ltd, I welcome all of you to this earnings call. The Board of Directors of GFL has just concluded its meeting about a couple of hours ago and has approved the audited results of GFL for the year ending March 18, the standalone as well as the consolidated results. The results have been uploaded on the website of both GFL as well as the stock exchanges. Along with the results, we have also uploaded an earnings presentation that captures some of the key highlights of the operational and financial data for the quarter ending March 18 as well as the year ending March 18. And these numbers are compared to the corresponding quarter and year of the last year, which is the quarter ending March 17 and the year ending March 17. I intend to walk you through some of the key numbers, but before that, I'd just like to present to you the highlights of the operations. In the chemical business, as you will see from the numbers, there's been a significant improvement led by higher sales in all segments that the company operates in. In fact, chemical business revenues are up 42%, EBITDA is up 134%, and PAT is up 359% for Q4 FY18 as compared to Q4 FY17. The wind turbine manufacturing business, as you all know, was resulted from a temporary shutdown of the Indian wind power market because of the transition from the FIT-based regime to the auction-based regime. But now that is done, we have seen a steady inflow of auctions happening, and we anticipate FY19 to be the beginning of a new phase of robust growth with auctions from 6 to 10 gigawatts on a sustainable basis from year to year. The wind farming business has now lost its relevance because we have substantially exited the wind farming business by selling about 250 out of the 270 megawatts of operational capacity. And on the film exhibition business, we are now present in 61 cities with 124 properties, 496 screens, and 122,000 seats. Our revenues in this business were up 12%, EBITDA was up 75%, and the PAT increased manifold in Q4 FY18 compared to Q4 FY17, and this improved performance has largely been due to good content and a sustained focus on non-box office revenues. So those are the key highlights on the four key segments that we operate in. I'll now take you through the financial numbers. Firstly, I'll take you through the Q4 FY18 numbers compared with Q4 FY17, and then on a consolidated basis, and then full year FY18 compared to full year FY17. Revenues were down from 1890 crores to 991 crores, largely because of the fact that the wind turbine business did not show virtually no revenues during this quarter. EBITDA fell from 400 crores to 169 crores. PAT, before extraordinary items, fell from 202 crores to 72 crores. And PAT, after extraordinary items, actually improved from minus 75 crores to plus 62 crores. This is for the year. For the quarter, for the full year, revenues fell from 6393 crores to 3921 crores. EBITDA fell from 1205 crores to 756 crores. PAT, before extraordinary items, fell from 484 crores to 252 crores. And PAT after extraordinary items improved from 214 crores to 240 crores. Now the breakup of the revenues for the quarter is chemical business revenues improved by 42% from 421 crores to 596 crores. The wind turbine manufacturing business revenues fell from 1019 crores to 203 crores. The wind farming business revenues fell from 55 crores to 16 crores, but that's because of much lesser effective capacity. And the film exhibition business revenues increased by from 288 crores to 323 crores, that's a growth of 12%. Those were the figures for the quarter. For the full year, revenues in the chemical business improved from 1532 crores to 2084 crores, that's a growth of 36%. The wind turbine manufacturing business revenues fell from 3415 crores to 479 crores. Wind farming revenues fell from 223 crores to 189 crores. And the film exhibition business increased from 1220 crores to 1348 crores. as a result of which total revenues from 6,393 crores fell to 3,921 crores. Now, because Inox Wind and Inox Leisure are separately listed companies, I won't take you through the details of their operating results, but I would now like to take you directly to the standalone results, which reflect the results of the chemical business. For the quarter, revenues from the chemical business increased from 421 crores to 596 crores. That's a growth of 42%. EBITDA increased from 78.6 crores to 184 crores. That's a growth of 134%. As a result of which, EBITDA margin improved from 18.7% to 30.8%. PAT before extraordinary items increased from 52.4 crores to 86.7 crores. That's an increase of 65%. PAT margin improved from 12.4% to 14.5%. And PAT after extraordinary items increased from 52.4 crores to 240.7 crores. That's an increase of 359%. PAT margin improved from 12.4% to 40.3%. Those were the figures for the quarter. For the full year, revenues increased from 1532 crores to 2084 crores. That's an increase of 36%. EBITDA improved from 300 crores to 595 crores. That's an increase of 99%. EBITDA margin improved from 19.6% to 28.6%. PAT before extraordinary items increased from 141 crores to 333 crores. That's a growth of 136%. And PAT margin improved from 9.2% to 16%. After extraordinary items, PAT increased from 146 crores to 487 crores. That's a growth of 233%. And PAT margin improved from 9.5% to 23.4%. Now, if you were to look at the breakup of the revenues of the chemical business for the quarter, the products that we sell, caustic soda increased from 93 crores to 132 crores. That's a growth of 43%. Chloromethanes increased from 55.4 crores to 75.6 crores. That's a growth of 36%. Refrigerant gases increased from 70.7 crores to 96.3 crores. That's a growth of 36%. PTFE increased from 147.6 crores to 199.8 crores. That's a growth of 35%. Value-added products increased from 12.9 crores to 62.9 crores. That's a growth of 388%. And other products increased from 14.8 crores to 29 crores. That's a growth of 96%. This again were the quarterly numbers. For the full year, revenues from caustic soda increased from 340.6 crores to 460.2 crores. That's a growth of 35%. Chloromethanes revenues increased from 234 crores to 264 crores. That's a growth of 13%. Refrigerant gases revenues increased from 229 crores to 313 crores, a growth of 36%. PTFE increased from 509 crores to 749 crores. That's a growth of 47%. Value-added products increased from 58.9% to 178.9%. That's a growth of 204%. And other products increased from 54.4 crores to 88.7 crores. That's a growth of 63%. As a result of which, total turnover increased from 1532 crores to 2084 crores. That's a growth of 36%. So those are the key numbers for the chemical business. At a consolidated level, our total debt remains at about 2,000 crores. Equity is about 5,959 crores. That gives a net debt to equity of 0.21. The ROC on a standalone basis is 15.6%. On ROC on consolidated basis is 6%, but that's because of the downturn in the wind turbine manufacturing business. And we expect this to improve next year onwards. In terms of share performance data, market capitalization as of yesterday stands at about 9,000 crores, with the share price being 817. Number of shares outstanding are 10.99 crores. And the 52-week high low has been 636 to 959. Key institutional investors remain broadly the same as they were in the last quarter. And the shareholding pattern, the promoter group owns 68.33%. DIIs own about 2.78%. FIIs own about 4.09%. Both are marginally up compared to what they were in the last quarter. And the public others own 24.8%. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is a short snapshot of our performance. And I could now open this for any questions that you may have.
Thank you very much. We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and then 1 on their touchtone telephone. An operator will take your name and announce your turn in the question queue. Participants are requested to only use handsets while asking a question. Please press star and 1 on your touchtone telephone to ask a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a few moments while the question queue assembles. We have the first question from the line of Anshuman Singh from Cascade Investments. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for giving me the opportunity to ask question. Sir, is it possible to share the capacity utilization level for Q4 and FY18?
For which product? There are, as I mentioned, about 5 or 6 different products, and there would be different capacity utilization levels for each of the product categories.
For overall and for the company as overall, if you could give me that capacity utilization level.
Yeah, it's difficult to translate this into a number because for some product lines like caustic soda, chloromethane, it's at 100%. For some others, it's like 60 to 70%. And for some others where we are just in the nascent stage of development, will still be lower. So you can't really put a finger on one capacity utilization number.
Okay, fair enough. So is it possible for you to share the capex number for Q4 and for the full year FY18?
You mean the overall capital employed?
Oh, yeah.
No, sorry, can I get your question right? Are you talking of capex total incurred till date cumulatively, or are you talking of the capex incurred for the quarter only?
Capex incurred for the quarter only, for Q4, and capex incurred during the financial year FY18. Okay,
I don't think I would have that handily, but I think it will be in the range of about 200 to 300 crores for the full year.
And going forward for FY19-20, any capex guidelines?
Well, compared to the fact that, considering the fact that we've already incurred a significant part of the capex that we expect, the additional outflow going forward would be less than about 100 crores.
Okay.
If you notice from our balance sheet, there's a significant part which is already capital work in progress and capital advances, which has already been capex from a cash flow perspective. So additional cash outflow would, I expect, be less than 100 crores.
Fair enough. And sir, your views in relation to the anti-dumping duty issue going in US, so will it affect your business there or?
I'll request Mr. Jain to take that question.
What we are anticipating is that if there is going to be an effect, it is only going to be a positive effect because the anti-dumping duty imposed on China is significantly higher, as a consequence of which Chinese imports into the U.S. will substantially decline, and we hope to be a beneficiary of that. As far as we are concerned, we have already revised our prices, where we have passed on the impact of the anti-dumping duty onto the customers, and in 95% of the cases, the new prices have already been accepted.
Okay, sir. Thank you. I'll come back in the queue for follow-up. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like to ask a question, please press star and then 1 on your touchtone telephone. We have the next question from the line of Ketan Gandhi from Gandhi Securities. Please go ahead.
Sir, in standalone result for Q4, we have other expenses substantially higher. Any special reason for that?
Yeah, there was a shutdown at the Dahej facility for maintenance as well as debottlenecking some of the capacities, and there is a revenue expenditure incurred because of that.
So this year we have incurred almost 100 crore compared to the last year. These are all related to that shutdown and the debottlenecking expenses?
Total, including normal expenses. If you're looking at just the other expenses line, there will be several other expenditures, not just the shutdown expenditure there.
Sir, what is the capacity utilization in PTFE and specialty grade for this quarter?
PTFE, we are now almost running at full capacity. Actually, in January, February, March, because of the fact there was a shutdown in both the 2 TFE plants for debottlenecking capacity. So that's now got over. And currently, we have another TFE line which is going to come into production by August. So at the current capacity which we are running at 100%, and with this additional capacity which is going to come in, which is going to add another 30% to our TFE capacity. That will start getting utilized from October onwards. Because we are simultaneously adding some more PTFE capacity.
Okay. And sir, what is the realization for PTFE this quarter?
Just one moment, question. Before FY17, 5 lakhs.
Yeah, it's about 7.1 lakhs.
Okay, and currently,
and last year it was about 4.96 lakhs.
Yes, sir. No, I'm asking now, this for the quarter ended March. Now, in the month of April and May, price is steady or it is a decline?
No, they are steady.
Steady. Okay, I have some more questions. I'll join back in queue, sir.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, as a reminder, if you'd like to ask a question, please press star and then 1 on your touchtone telephone. We have the next question from the line of Paras Nagda from Enam Holdings. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Sir, congratulations on a good set of standalone numbers. Sir, I had 2 questions. My first question was, in this other expenditure line of 111 crore, is there anything which we can relate it to a one-time shutdown cost?
Yeah, as I mentioned, there was a shutdown cost, which would have been one time, but that doesn't account for the entire 111 crores. That would probably, this other expenses include everything like, freight, administration expenses, etc. Many of these would be recurring. So it's only the shutdown related cost that would be one time.
Yeah, but in the last quarter conference call, we said that there was a 15 crore one-time expenditure. So I wanted to get a similar number. Is there a, are we computing such a number that what is the shutdown cost for this quarter?
Yeah, let's move on to the next question. In the meantime, I'm asking my colleague to see if we can pull that out.
Okay. And the second question which I had was, you mentioned in your presentation a debt of 2,000 crores on a consol basis. Just wanted to know if there is, this is all gross debt or net debt?
No, so this is gross debt of about 2,300 crores. There is treasury of about, cash or quasi-cash of roughly about 900 crores. And therefore, the net debt would be about 1,400 crores at a consol level.
Okay. And can I know the net debt at a standalone level, sir?
GFL?
Yes.
It's 23 crores. There is cash and treasury of 727 crores and debt of 750 crores. So net debt is 23 crores, which is virtually zero.
Surely. Thank you, sir. I'll come back for more questions in the queue.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to ask a question, please press star and then 1 on your touchtone telephone. We have the next question from the line of Shekhar Singh from Excelsior Capital. Please go ahead.
Sir, can you just say the chemical business, very good performance, but going forward in the coming year, what is the sort of growth that we can expect in each of these segments? So like your chloromethanes, refrigerant, PTFE.
Caustic, chlorine and chloromethane, I don't think we will have any further growth at this point of time because we are running the plants at full capacity. In the PTFE segment, yes, we will see growth by about 25-30% additionally as our new TFE capacity comes in, gets commissioned, and additional PTFE capacity gets commissioned by September, October. In the meantime, we are also trying to see how we can debottleneck our existing PTFE assets. So we will see continuing growth during the course of next year.
PTFE is the only portion or the only segment where you'll be seeing growth as such?
No, we have got our other fluoropolymers also, like PFA, FEP, PVDF, FKM. All these will see growth because as far as these products are concerned, and micropowders, as far as these products are concerned, we have been going through a phase of product development for the last 1.5 years. And typically it takes about 1 year for qualifications in the market. So 6 months of that qualification period has completed. And from now till maybe about end of calendar year 2019, we will see a continuous ramp up of these capacities, and we are expecting by December 2019 all these will be running at full capacity.
Okay. So if I was to just see in a way guess the breakup of the chemical segment or chemical business, say going forward, the value-added product segment, which was at around say 10% in Q4 FY18, that portion is going to go up significantly.
It will go up significantly. And in the next 4 to 5 quarters.
Correct. And as that value-added product segment goes up, what happens to the profitability, or what should we be expecting in terms of margins?
Well, I suppose the profitability will improve only.
Yeah, but how much is that? Thing?
Yeah, but that's I don't want to give a forward-looking number. All I can say is, and I think I suppose that is something which you can yourself imagine that there will be a good improvement on the overall contribution level as all these specialty polymers kick in.
Okay.
The margin profile of the specialty polymers is much better than our current margin profile, and hence, as their proportion in the total sales mix goes up, the overall margin profile should improve.
On Inox Wind, there was the possibility of promoters selling some stake to bring down their holding to 75%. That got over in the last quarter, no?
Yeah, that has already been done in March, and in fact, our extraordinary item of 150 crores of profit is because of the sale of GFL's holding in Inox Wind to the extent that it participated in the offer for sale.
Right. So there's no overhang on the Inox Wind stock right now.
In fact, now we are fully compliant with the 25% public holding requirement, and we don't expect there to be any further supply of stakes from the promoters.
Okay, perfect. And sir, just lastly, running at close to full capacity utilization in many of the businesses, why is the capex for next year only 100 crores?
No, the capex because the new TFE and PTFE plants, they are in work in progress. They are indicated as work in progress. So this, with an additional investment of 100 crores, will complete these projects fully, and the revenues from those additional capacities which are being set up will start coming in from say third quarter of this year. Okay. Because all of these will get completed by about September end. So September end, then additional capacity comes on stream.
Okay. Great, sir. Thanks a lot.
So just to add to that, for clarification, there's about 350 crores worth of capital work in progress as of 31st March. So in that sense, that investment has already been done from a cash flow perspective by March.
Correct. Perfect, sir. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. To ask a question, please press star and then 1 on your touchtone telephone. We have the next question from the line of Tejas Seth from Reliance Mutual Fund. Please go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Hi, Tejas.
Hi. 2 questions. One, what would be the revenue potential of the CWIP amount of 343 crores once it is capitalized?
See,
revenue potential.
Yeah, so if you assume revenue potential, so if it is 350 plus say another 100 of capex, total capex is 450, but that would generate a total asset turnover of what, 3 times?
2.5.
About 2.5 times. So that 400 crores would probably generate a revenue, top line of about 800 to 1,000 crores.
More like 800.
This will be all towards specialized polymers as well as specialized fluorochemicals, right?
Yeah, that's right. That includes specialty fluorochemicals also.
Exactly. So
which will actually, those investments will get commissioned by the end of this current calendar year and will start contributing to the revenues from the last quarter of this financial year.
Okay. So no, what I was drawing the point here is that the margin profile of this capex also will be quite healthy and much above the current average.
Yeah, but that's exactly the point that we were making in response to the earlier question.
Okay. Second question is, what is driving the demand for PTFE so much globally and for us?
Well, the demand for, there is an upsurge in demand. Just about every consuming sector for PTFE is needing more product. So there's no one reason which can contribute to this increase in demand. But I think both in US and Europe, the economy, the GDP is growing. So that has certainly helped. In India, the demand has also been very, very robust. Demand has grown by about 20-25% this year. And we expect that the growth in the Indian market will continue now that a certain amount of momentum has been established. And with the growth in the Indian economy also, and particularly in the infrastructure sector, that will also lead to increasing demand of PTFE. Plus also, PTFE is a high performance polymer, and with the increasing sophistication of the Indian manufacturing sector, demand for fluoropolymers is bound to increase.
Okay. So just one clarification, you had mentioned that 30% of the PTFE capacity will increase in August this year.
October this year.
Yeah. So your total capacity will be 30% over the 17,000 tons.
No. It'll be the 30% above. Our current production capacity, what we are currently producing is about 1,500 tons. This will go up to, the capacity will go up to 1,800 tons. I don't know, it might take a few more months thereafter to load that additional capacity, but eventually, yes, we will go up to about 800 tons in a month, 1,800 tons in a month.
Okay. Fine, sir. That's it from that side. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, as a reminder, if you'd like to ask a question, please press star and then 1 on your touchtone telephone. Next, we have a follow-up question from the line of Ketan Gandhi from Gandhi Securities. Please go ahead.
Yeah, sir, I know in concall, management said that 40 megawatt of wind turbine has been sold to the captive use. Gujarat Fluoro has bought that 40 megawatt or?
It's enough renewable.
Okay. Nothing to do with this. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like to ask a question, please press star and then 1 on your touchtone telephone. Please press star and 1 to ask a question. We have the next question from the line of Bharat D from B&K Securities. Please go ahead.
Thank you for taking my question. Sir, could you share the volume numbers for the segment, different segments for the quarter?
Actually, as you might recall, we have stopped doing this because of some sensitivity issues.
Okay, and realization, if possible?
That as well. Volumes and realizations on a per product basis, we have stopped doing this.
Okay, sir, no problem. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like to ask a question, please press star and then 1 on your touchtone telephone. Press star and 1 to ask a question. As there are no further questions, I now hand the conference over to the management for any closing comments.
Well, once again, I'd just like to thank the investors, the analysts, and all other participants on this call for your interest in this company, and we look forward to your continued support. Thank you.